Well, hi, everybody, and welcome to this Bulls Update. My name is Paul Peck, joined by UB Wrestling head coach John Stutzman, fresh off your trip to New York City for the Grapple in the Garden. How'd the Big Apple treat you there, big dog?
It was great. It was great. It's a new one. I like it.
You like that, huh?
I like it. It was fun. We did well. We're competing at a high level, so I just got to keep progressing.
The Garden is such a historical venue for any sport. Do your guys get excited about going to a place like the Garden to wrestle?
It's unbelievable. You've wrestled in the most famous arena in the world. So a lot of history, a lot of tradition, and it's fun to get there.
Right. Well, and it was fun when it got started because you had come up with a nice win over George Mason in your first meet of the day, 32-9. Give me an overall sense of how your guys wrestled in that one.
Well, I think they wrestled well. George Mason, they're a really good program. They have a lot of good guys. And Derek Spann came out with a first period pin. He was down 2-1 and pinned the guy in the third period. He's a fighter. And then Brian Landry kept the momentum rolling and with another pin. So we got off to a fast start, and then Nate Rose and Jake Gunning up top closed it out. So it was a good performance from
We've been
our
talking
guys.
a lot about Brian Landry. Are you happy with the season so far?
He's 5-0. He's ranked top 20 in the country, but ultimate goal is to win a national championship.
Gotcha. So not much to quibble about at this point, is there? So, all right, second match for you is a real nice test for your guys against 19th ranked Princeton. It winds up with Princeton winning 28-12, but what do you learn from your guys when they go up against a top 20 team like that?
Well, for a second week in a row, I learned that we're not far off. Colt Cotton lost a real close one to a top 15 guy in the country, kind of a questionable takedown. Derek Holcomb lost a close match, and then Muhammad McBride lost to a nationally ranked guy really close. So I know we're right there with those guys. And then, the biggest upset of the tournament, with James Benjamin beating a returning All-American kid ranked 4th in the country. So we're close.
Tell me a little more about James's match and how he's started to improve his performances this year.
James is a unique story. He came here 4 years ago, and I tell him this, his body wasn't right. We put him at heavyweight. He was 6-28, and 4 years later he's 7-1 and hopefully ranked in the top 20 in the country tomorrow. So he made a lot of progressions. He's a worker, and he does all the right things.
How satisfying is that for you and your coaching staff to see a kid that comes in at one level, doesn't have a lot of success, but buys in, changes what he needs to change, and now all of a sudden he's knocking off top 5 guys?
Well, it just means we're doing all the right things, and if everybody does that, then this program's going to take off.
All right. Well, now your next step is your first foray into the MidAmerican Conference, and you get to go on the road to a very tough place to wrestle, and that's at Ohio. What do you know about the Bobcats? Tell me about the matchup.
Well, it's going to be tough. They're getting votes for a top 25 team in the country, so our schedule doesn't do us any justice. But they're favored in probably 4 or 5 of the 10 matches. But I'm excited. I like our guys. I think we have the right guys, and I'm just looking forward to competing.
Every step is a chance for you to evaluate where your team is at, and you've already talked about what it meant to go up against a top 20 team. So what are you going to learn about your guys going up against a MAC opponent? I'm
going to learn how competitive we really are, and I'm going to learn that if we're going to take a backseat to the best teams in the country, or we're going to step up and we're going to get the job done.
All right, well, that is Sunday, first MAC wrestling match for John's team. John Stutzman is the UB head wrestling coach. We look forward to hear how things went for you in Athens.
Absolutely. Thank you.
All right, John Stutzman joining us as always here on this Bulls Update. We hope you catch us next time for more on UB Wrestling.